A newlywed couple arrives at a log cabin for their honeymoon. The wife has been diagnosed with breast cancer recently. She is at a stage from which there is no recovery. They only want to find a way to make her live longer. However, the wife named Laura, who is a doctor herself, doesn't want to continue with the treatment since she wants to spend the last few days of her life happily with her husband. Her husband, Nick, secretly believes that there will be a miracle that will save her. While they are both emotional, they try to pass it by with some normal amusements as Laura gives him something, and they start dancing together. They get to the bed, and after Laura falls asleep, Nick goes to his laptop to research more about the rare cancer that his wife has. In the meantime, he also keeps on drinking. He walks outside and falls asleep on the porch. In the middle of the night, a very bright light passes over him, and the power gets cut. He wakes up and finds that there is something very luminous in the woods. He walks to the storage room from where he finds a flashlight and walks towards the rays. What he finds is an oblique-looking machine that appears to be a crashed spaceship. He finds a blue substance on the ground. It emits a sound wave, and he gets knocked out by its impact. In the morning, Laura wakes up and doesn't find her husband beside her. Nick wakes up on the very ground, and beside him, flowers have bloomed where there was substance the night before. He finds the spaceship still there, and inside he finds a creature, seemingly an alien, fallen and injured. The blue substance is apparently its blood, but Nick notices that the alien is healing. He grabs it and walks toward the cabin. He traps it inside the storage and ties it up. As he gets out, he is encountered by the sheriff named Bradley. He has come in to check in because of the power cut from the other night. He is aware that they are on a honeymoon and has brought some groceries. Nick, filled with sweat and fear, denies knowing anything about the bright light or the power outage, and Bradley leaves. Nick returns to the room, and his wife asks him where he was. Nick says he fell asleep on the porch, and when he woke up, he went for a walk. To further ignore the topic, he says that he has found a boat on the lake, and they should go for a ride. Laura agrees and goes to change. In the meantime, Nick goes to check on the alien with a glass of water, but it doesn't take it, and neither responds. Nick further thinks of something sinister. He cuts off his hand with a blade, and then make a cut on the alien as well. It shrieks in pain as Nick extracts its blood and puts it on his scratch. Soon, it heals, making Nick gasp in excitement. He believes the miracle he has trusted altogether to save his wife from cancer is here. At the police station, Deputy Gracie Marsh, after hearing from Bradley about Nick, starts suspecting that he has been hiding something. Since everyone in the neighborhood has reported a power outage, he is the only one who has denied it. Moreover, he was sweating. However, Bradley refuses to acknowledge her suspicions, saying she is only making too much out of it. As the couple is on the boat having a chat, Laura becomes unconscious and falls into the water. Nick jumps in to save her, but she has regained her senses immediately and replies that she is fine. Nick takes her back to the bed, where she tries to convince him that he is fine, but Nick is worried, as usual. He returns to the storage room and extracts some more blood from the alien. He takes it to the kitchen and plans to mix it up in his wife's food. However, as he does so, his wife calls, attempting to enter the kitchen. The food, as well, has become completely blue. He tastes it himself and realizes that the plan's not going to work. Laura comes to the kitchen instantly, and he drops the food in the sink and tries to act normal. Laura asks him to bed and leaves. At night, a cat hangs around the alien's feet. It slowly brings out two tentacles from his shoulder that strikes the cat, and it sucks it away. As the dawn breaks, Nick goes to the alien once again, and this time he thinks of getting further assurance whether or not the blood would really cure internal damage. He extracts some blood from the alien as it expands its nail, but is unable to do anything. He then takes the next step and breaks his finger with a hammer. Laura wakes up in the meantime and starts looking for her husband. Nick tries to immerse his finger in the substance, but it doesn't seem to work. He thinks of drinking the blood as the alien keeps gazing at him. Laura has reached the storage and has realized Nick is inside since the door is locked. He opens the door and, seeing his finger, she takes him inside the room and gives him some ice. Nick says that he has broken it by falling while on his morning run. He adds that he has to find his watch, which might have fallen in. Laura asks him why he would go to the shed, but he replies that he wasn't thinking straight. Laura takes his hand and bandages it, relocating the bone, being a doctor herself. She leaves, putting Nick at rest, but soon Nick decides to get out. When Laura finds out that the watch is in their room, she goes to check on Nick and finds him gone. She steps fast towards the shed and finds the alien tied, as Nick is drinking the blue substance. She leaves immediately and attempts to call the police, but Nick runs behind her and makes her stop. Gracie picks up the call, but no responses are heard. She takes the topic to Bradley, and he persists in her leaving the matter. However, Gracie, being reluctant, says that he must call there once again, and if they pick up, saying everything is fine, she will leave it. Bradley does so, but there is no response. Laura demands an explanation, and Nick tells her all about the alien. He also says that he thinks it is a miracle that is here to cure her cancer. Laura finds it crazy, but still decides that she will look into it, and if she decides that they will let it go, they will. Nick agrees, and together they reach the shed. They enter and find the chair empty. They rush out to find it, and as Laura gets tired in the woods and sits, Nick reaches the spaceship and sees the alien attempting to run, but he stops it from closing the shell and knocks it out. He takes it to the shed, and as talked about earlier, Laura decides that she will look into it as Nick waits outside. Laura finds its heart is slightly visible and attempts to hear its beats, and the sound is ominous. She tries to talk to it, but the alien only keeps on staring. She tries to make friends with it and give some vegetables, but it doesn't eat anything. Soon, as there is a squirrel scene, it starts sprouting its tentacles and attacks it, immediately sucking it all in. Laura is stunned. As the alien consumes it all, it grows stronger and breaks from its knot. It attacks Laura immediately as Nick enters and saves her, additionally hammering it to sheer weakness. He knows that it will cure itself still. Laura tells him that she has decided to accept her fate a long time ago, and he is merely trying too hard. There is no need for such atrocities, and he should let it go. She is further angry, although Nick tries to make peace with her. The power has gone out again, and the sheriff department has called all the residents to confirm it, except in Nick's cabin, which remains unanswered. Bradley decides that he will go and check on them. Nick ties the body of the alien in a rug and attempts to take it away. Laura, in her room, remembers that Nick had grabbed her wrist earlier, which means his finger has healed. She runs to the shed to find Nick, but he is gone. Nick drops the body in the water, and when Laura comes to call, he is on his way back to the bank. She tells him that it indeed has the power to heal. They wait by the lake all evening, but there is no sign of the alien coming back. Nick expresses his regret for ruining the honeymoon and says that they should restart it, this time in Italy. Laura, by now, is very disappointed and tells him that they should let it go and give up. For the final few days of their lives, they should live on their own separately. She leaves heartbroken, and Nick is devastated as well. However, Nick still doesn't give up and jumps into the water to look for the alien. Meanwhile, the sheriff has reached the cabin, and upon finding Laura, he asks if her husband is out. She says yes, and the sheriff offers her some batteries for the power cut. Laura would rather ask him if he could drive her down. The sheriff, now concerned, asks if he can enter the house. As Laura takes him in, he starts checking out the house. He expects her to leave with her husband, but Laura says that she would like to go alone. Hearing it, Bradley asks if everything is fine. Laura doesn't say anything, and Bradley says that he must wait for her husband. As Nick is still searching for the alien in the lake, a ray of light is seen from the place of the spaceship. The sheriff and Laura see it as well, and upon finding the spaceship, they slow down their steps. They assume Nick is there, but no responses are heard. Flowers have bloomed all around it, and when looking into it, the alien barges in all of a sudden and attacks the sheriff, killing him. Nick approaches Laura from behind, and together, they see the alien growing gradually stronger after consuming the sheriff. It lunges at them as they run and safely reach the house. Nick still wants to get some of its blood, but Laura has realized the alien is highly dangerous and wants to stop him for all of this. However, when Nick doesn't listen, she decides to go with him as well. They grab some minor weapons from the storage and go to fetch the alien. In between, Gracie has reached the cabin and knocks on the door, but usually no answers come. Meanwhile, the couple has reached the spaceship, and in order to call for the alien, Nick starts banging on the ship. The alien growls and tries to attack him. He ducks its punches and scratches, but gets hit anyway. Laura has the gun of Bradley, and she shoots the alien with it, making it fall. She goes to tend her husband, as Gracie has entered the scene, pointing her gun at them. They surrender, but try to explain the situation. However, before Gracie comprehends anything, the alien gets behind her and kills her immediately. They instantly run towards the car, but before Laura can open the door, the alien knocks her out. Nick tries to fight it, but can't hold it for long. Laura stands up and sees her husband knocked out. She approaches the alien and calls it towards her without fear, and lets it consume her. However, before the whole process is done, Nick gets up and throws it away. Laura falls to the ground, and Nick goes to save her. The alien slowly stands up, but suddenly it doesn't feel its power anymore. It drops to the ground, seemingly having consumed Laura, and it is taken in the cancerous cells that it is not immune to. Likewise, Laura is about to get well very soon. So, that was the recap for the 2025 movie Wellwood. For more movie recaps like this, stay subscribed to the channel. And if you have liked this video, you may also like this.